Welcome everyone to the amazing analysis of Ila versus Vidit Gujrathi, the game which put Vidit into India number 2 again, and he's again back into world number 20. And this was the game which it was a very nice game. So let's get started with this analysis. Sorry guys, I directly showed you the end. Actually, it's a middle thing. Let's get started with how the game started. Yes, Vidit Gujrathi 2710 and Ilya 268. There's a not very long, very big, low difference. With Santoshi d4, we all know he's a d4 player and he's really expert in d4 things. d5, c4, the queen's gambit setup. Then comes c6. c6 is the legendary Slav. I myself love Slav very much, and I'm big Slav, like big fan of Slav. I'm actually a big semi-Slav defense fan, but okay. f6. This is the basic line of the Slav. f6, e3. He is also making a like a diamond structure setup, and he might just open the knight from c3, bishop on d2, and the light square bishop on d3. This is the main thing in opposite Slav. If you are playing this line, f5, usual setup of Slav, and he might do the diamond structure black. c3, as I was telling you, this is the basics. Sorry guys. Yeah, knight and after knight c3, e6. This is a diamond structure in Slav. This is very common actually, diamond structure. This is the main advantage that Slavs give. It is like opposite London. The same structure is like having in London, and this is what do you say, this is opposite London. Then comes h4, and after h4 the main idea is attacking the bishop. See, all these squares are covered, this square is covered, this is covered, and b1 is obviously covered. So the only move for here to save the bishop by white is nothing. So he plays e4. He's like, okay, if you take, I'll take. He's like, see, if you'll take here, this is going to be like a small mistake, because after d takes e, you're having a clear cut advantage, and after this, these very crucial squares are like just covered by, we all know, by this pawn, and this might be a weakness for him. This shouldn't happen. F3, as we all know, they are professionals. They are not going to commit such mistakes. This is a very famous line. It is played between Carlson versus Maxime, Wesley So versus Caruana, till here. Then comes f3. The idea is f3. I just want to remove your like this bishop. Okay. With the like, I want to remove this bishop. So you're like, okay, I'll remove. Actually, this is a very nice thing I want to just share to all the viewers. When there is any attack on the bishop or the knight, always bring it to this square, g6, g6, or like this b6 square, which is like most common, where you can easily come when there's an attack on knight. Because the thing is, after takes, example, if this happens, you can obviously take with the h pawn, and the structure is not so bad. This is very good for you. The pawn structure is not ruined by this. That's why d2. He's like, I don't want to give up my strong knight with your weak bishop. And how I am able to know this is weak? Because his pawn chain is on light square. So the pawn chain is white. That means his white square bishop is really weak. That's why d2 was played. Good thing, don't take this. And then e7 was played. Knight takes g6, not strong. Yeah, this is obviously not the strongest move. Strongest is b3. Why you want to just give up this knight? I don't got the idea, but okay. He just gave up. H takes g, which I was telling. Don't take with this, because your pawn structure might get ruined. Now you are only having one single pawn island, and if you'll take with this pawn, the f pawn, now you are having two pawn islands, and that's bad for you. As white is only having one pawn island versus two pawn islands, as much as pawn islands, the bad you are. H takes g, then c2. Attacking the weak pawn, the continuation might be d3 or etc., creating a diagonal battery. Knight bd7, developing the knight by Ilya. At this position, there are many games by Hans Niemann has played one game here in 2021. Griffin Boris, Gelfand Boris, Anish Giri, Caruana's game, Giri versus Caruana. Many games have happened. Long castles by Vidit. Is this a good decision or not? Good decision only. Then comes a6. a6 main idea is, what's the main idea of a6 actually? I think his next idea could be just pushing g5 and just removing that central tension which is there. b1, like just having a more safe place, because obviously this is not so no safe. We are just bringing the king to the corner and that's very safe. D takes. Then why he pushed a3? Sorry guys. Then bishop takes, the most usual. Then c5. c5 is a move. He is like, see, you're having piece in the center. I would just want to remove the piece and then we are okay. I am having a good center control and I'm really fine. So that's why you should not take it. And that's what happened in the game. He didn't take g4. When because like whether they're like, I know you're going to castle the opposite side, and when there's opposite side castle in the game, you must push the pawn you must push the side of that side pawn where the castle has happened. If black will push like this short castle, where it is going to just push more of these pawns, and that is going to create some pressure in this. g4 was played, and then c takes, which I was just not telling is an inaccuracy. You should not take this. Actually, none of the players should take this. Not strong move to take. It takes happened. After c takes, e takes. Good center white is having now. This square is weak, but now the main idea is, let me tell you. The move b6 is a good move. You know why? Because after this, there is you can threaten this square. There is knight d5, which is not possible now, but after one move we can obviously do that. fd5, yeah, fd5 is the second best move here. Yeah, you always want to just threaten this weak square and always keep your knight centralized, and that's one of the most good things which you can do. Centralized knight is very good. Centralized bishop is very good actually. Okay, Ilya played rook c8, and the idea of c8 is creating some threats on the queen and just spinning this knight. d3, the most logical and the most reasonable move. The idea of d3 is, see, there is no attack and the knight is unpinned now. Knight bd7, knight bd7. I don't think it's a good move. You should bring this rook actually, knight actually. Okay. Knight takes knight, knight takes knight. Then f4 was played here, removing this weakness. And now white is very like crucial about this weakness, and he's like, I don't want to give up this knight. Now it is a bad position for black, because the thing you are like just attacking is now gone. f4 has removed all the what we say this Arman, and in the in English Arman is all your wishes actually. There's some other word now I'm forgetting. Queen d7. Idea of d7 is, might be some queen side play creating some battery. Okay, f5. f5 is a good move or what? Yeah, second best move, but I don't like it very much. G takes, g takes, e takes. Then rook p1 is played in the game, and the idea is attacking this bishop. You can just play a move like e2, any random move by black. Then you can take the knight, queen takes, and that's a mate. f6 was played. He's like, I know you're going to take this knight, and I'm not able to recapture that. So I'm just going to remove this knight now. 95 was played. 95 is attacking the weak pawn in the game. Weakness is very important to find in such games because this is a middle game and there is no pawn play here. It is somewhere around end game. I don't know. I don't see it as a clear end game, but this is going to be end game soon. And with it, like I'm going to kill your pawns now. F6. You can take this pawn now. I don't know why F6 is a good move. Oh, because then you are going to create a battery, and the only move to defend is knight f1, knight g6, and if g6 he'll just take, check, comes, takes. No. Oh, that's remove. That's see, the idea is if you are not going to move this early, then the only saving move is knight g8, and that's bad for knight. That's why f8 was playing, removing this pin, and alien just going to play this knight after some time, taking the free pawn h4. Now he's not going to move because now there is no pressure on the bishop. Knight h4 was played. He's now black also using the same strategy. It is a basic strategy in endgame. Attack on enemy's pawn and defend yours, because after all the exchanges, if you are remaining with one extra pawn, you're obviously winning. With plays c3. The idea of c3 is just adding more defenders to this pawn, because obviously there are two defenders and two attackers, so nothing is going to happen. d6. d6 is or d6 are attacking this weak is this pawn now. Basic strategy. What? hf1, rook hf1. This is a free pawn now. I don't know what just happened. a3. a3 may I just to not allow this before in future. Yeah, now I got that. Yeah. So the main idea was a4 is just disallowing, because then knight rook can get the open file and there might be some play here. Okay, a3 was played. e7, creating a diagonal battery and also can threaten this open file. There might be some checks. e1, white is like, okay, I'm not going to let you give this open file. d7 was played, attacking this rook now. White is well defended, so you can just try to remove this rook and just attack. Rook fe1, e7, f3. White is obviously not going to resign because he is a better position. Bishop pair, a super battery, not well positioned knight, I would say. Bishop is fine. Rook is not good here. Queen is okay, not so good, but okay. That's why it is a +2 advantage for Vidit here. 98, he is also creating a battery. I'm going to attack this way. He's like, but d5 was played, attacking the pawn. b5, obviously, like what you say, this forced, because if you are just going to play rook b8, b8, it's not a blunder. The thing is, you are just somewhere losing this created battery, which is going to like give you some disadvantage in the future. Sorry for slight disturbance. b5, a5 is really weak. c6 was played. Sorry. Yeah, c6. Then b4 was played. Now some player are like, why he gave up the free pawn? Just take the free pawn. And taking the bishop, no? This is the attack, but that's a blunder. You know why? Because of takes the blunder because of the very nice tactic b8. If you take, attack, and then you can easily grab this pawn, and there are many attack on black now. So that's why it takes totally unnecessary in the game. b8, the same idea. Removing this pawn by a3, a4, and if he doesn't take, he can just push forward and just try to attack. Then comes e1, attacking the queen. e7 is a big blunder. e7 is a big blunder. And now comes the crazy sacrifice with Santosh Gujarati. Rook takes f6, g takes f6, and now f6. Lots and lots of threat present. This whole file is just cut off from the king. Uh, the bishop must be active. The next move could be just bishop d2 and just try to attack, or he can just push d5 and just try to attack. e7 was played. See, now I'm in big trouble. I'm just going to remove the queen. Is the idea of Ilya saying with it, which is like okay, but I'm not going to back forward, and I'm going to just pin your knight, fork your knights, and I might try to take one of these. S7 played. I'm not going to take one of the knights. Just knight a well protected, no problem. d5. As I was telling, d5 is one of the idea. Just play creating some threats. d2 is also one of the reasonable move, but why to like just lose the tempo? There's so many attacks here. d8 was played. Idea of d8 is nothing but just to sort of solution actually. There's nothing. Yeah. And then with it find the legendary d6. At this position, white, black just resigned. You know why? Because like example, if he takes, then there is mate in 3, takes, and checkmate. This color is well protected. This is gone. And if we are like okay, if we move the knight, then there is rook h1, and that's spinning the knight, and you can obviously take it further, take after some time. And if not takes, you're like if we take with a rook, then what? Then there is directly queen takes, and if takes, there is mate in 1. So that's why here Ilya just resigned. I hope you like this analysis, and if you want more of this, you can just subscribe my channel. I will try to bring more of these, and thanks for watching everyone who saw this. Really appreciate it.